All right. Now it's episode 18 of the podcast you're listening to right now, which is Eat, Drink, and Be Scary. It's a podcast where we talk about paranormal stuff, and we eat and we drink stuff. And with us today, we have...
Tom.
Ryan.
Tanya.
Liberty.
And Bill, and I guess we don't do last names anymore.
No, Ryan's too cool for last names.
And...
I was going to say Tom.
Liberty Valance.
I like that.
Yeah.
So Liberty's
got shot.
another guest host. She was with us last week, and she's with us this week because we like her so much.
Hi, everybody.
And like I said before, Liberty has a ghost story that we're going to tell soon-ishly.
Mm-hmm.
So is this like a 2-episode...
Lead in?
Yeah, 2-episode lead-in?
Yeah.
And this must be a really good one.
It's marketing.
Oh, wonderful.
It will be. It's the build-up, and then her story will be like, one time I saw a ghost.
It's about ghosts.
But it was really my uncle, and he was in the bathroom. And
one
of
time I
story.
saw a ghost.
End of scene.
You drive by the cemetery, you have to turn off your lights, right, Bill?
Yeah.
And there's a handprint and some flour somewhere.
There is. That is it.
No, but it's really a cool story. I think. I don't know.
It's a location. It's a location where we want to talk about. It's going to be really cool.
Oh, cool.
So we're all intrigued.
Yeah, now we're all interested.
Hooked.
Marketing.
We know the story. Yeah.
So it's only you and I that don't know the story.
Yeah. But we can't have conversation.
And
No, it's good to have live conversation.
What
not
are we,
with each other.
Tom, what are we drinking? What are we drinking? What are we
You
eating?
Tell Tom not to talk to me.
Tom, shut up.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I can see how this is going to go.
We have a lot of things that we're drinking. Tom, what wine do we have for the evening?
I bought a cheap rosé called Prophecy. I don't know if it's cheap. It might be
Cheap.
nice. I didn't pay much for it, but I went
We
to
have no
Winco.
budget for this show,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. I have a budget, but it's Prophecy wine because we're talking about astrology.
do you drink a lot of rosés?
I think if you were a frequent listener of our show, Bill, you might remember that I don't drink much wine at all and don't give a shit.
Yeah, that's like the 11th time I think he said that.
Yeah,
But
if you wanted
but
me
you
to bring the
but
wine,
you bring it. Well, of course, you're the guy that went in my kitchen to get a coffee cup, drink wine out of. So
classy. That's the word you're looking for.
surprised this time it wasn't a soup bowl or like Ryan said, a vase.
A vase. But you corrected me and said vase.
It's a
vase
vase
of wine.
in my house.
It's like you bought it at
In my house,
Target.
I only have vases. And by the way, I don't even have those. I have nothing like that. But I do have coffee cups.
I put my pinky up at least, right? Is that-
And the reason we're drinking what we're drinking now is because
Ooh,
today we're going to
I
talk
have
about.
another drink that we're drinking.
Oh yeah,
And it's White Dog. It's a Scotch ale, which is irrelevant, but the brand is White Dog in reference to the star Sirius, which is the dog star, which
Yep.
will segue us into what we're eating. Ryan?
Oh, we're having Pisces of pizza.
Several Pisces.
Amazing.
Several Pisces. Yep.
Hashtag spelling, hashtag grammar.
We didn't go to school. No need no school.
Well, I was going to buy Capra popcorn. But I just hate popcorn. So. And that's about all I got.
So, Bill, what are we talking about?
And I'm spent.
astrology. But before we go into astrology, we're going to talk about a story. It's a little old, but Ryan brought up today. Ryan, why don't you tell us about this story?
There is some asshole out there saying that all the birds in the world are fake and that they're drones that was killed by the same... All these birds were killed by the same person that killed Kennedy because he didn't want to kill these birds.
Wouldn't that be the CIA?
Yeah.
The CIA killed
So, like, I can just imagine, like, Big Bird is like the Terminator, right? He's like a real, like, cyborg robot thing. But I don't know. I just think that that's ridiculous. I mean, birds die all the time. I guess they do die in large numbers occasionally, but I don't know why.
I mean, but Big Bird's still alive, right?
Yeah. I mean, if they're going around shitting on the senator's car, that would be a real reason for them to kill all these birds. Like,
I mean, like, that's a primary reason, sure, but the secondary reason is then to, like, replace all these birds with robotic spies.
well, I feel like they watched that one episode or that one James Bond movie where the fly was a robot, and they're like, "Holy son of a bitch, we should make those a lot larger."
Yeah, well, that's the only thing. My thought when you sent me this whole thing was, I think my response was like, nanotechnology mosquito things. That's what I actually read into. I think we're right down to that point of nano bugs being
Where
tracking
the West
devices.
Nile, West Nile virus is like something that the government
It's actually engineered.
Yeah.
That's just fucked up.
Hey.
I
Actually
live right
have
next to
another
a lake.
story about that.
West
about
Nile?
about another disease that they think is a
Engineered?
military conspiracy.
See, delivered
So
by
that's
little
gonna be another
robotic
show.
mosquitoes.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna-
every tweep is a lie.
We can't talk about that yet.
Syringes with
And every
wings.
tweet is a lie.
Ooh, there you go.
Birds.
Whoa.
Birds.
Mind blown.
I guess birds don't
Mind
tweet.
blown.
Oh wow.
That was a strange thing to say.
See,
What's that?
I said every tweep is a lie. Then I'm like, maybe tweep's not a word.
well, that's what it is. Now we all live inside, and those cyborg birds aren't doing shit. So now they have Twitter. So we
Is that
just
why
put
there's no
we put
baby
our thoughts
pigeons?
out there.
There are baby pigeons. I actually watched a whole documentary about this.
About baby pigeons?
How did they film
Was it
them?
produced
I've
by the
never seen
government?
one.
It's because from the time they hatch to the time that they are
Adults.
40.
adults is about 5 or 6 weeks, and they mature, or they look mature really quickly. So by the time they're half that age, they look like adults.
That's less exciting
Like
than I
they're
wanted
they're
to be.
just they're up in their little tiny nests, and then they just basically look like full grown pigeons.
They're Benjamin Button birds.
Okay, that makes sense. to
That
me.
makes sense. Yeah.
Okay.
Back to interesting.
Yep. Let's talk about something else. Astrology.
Do you feel this guy really believes this though? Like 100%. This thing wasn't just a joke that got
No,
out
I
of
think this
control.
guy, I don't know. I think he put it out there because he now markets some of this stuff.
well, of course he does.
But he's defended it like, I think it's just a huge joke. But anybody who's actually called to talk to him, he'll sit and have a 5-hour conversation with you defending on how you can't prove it wrong.
Yes, you can. You
Wait.
shoot one, and if it dies,
That's just the wrong bird, Ryan. Tough luck.
Yeah,
Try
what are we
another one.
eating though? If we eat a bird, if birds aren't real, what did I eat? Not just now.
I don't think they're talking about old birds. I think they were talking about like a specific.
swallows?
No, it's like a pigeon. It's a certain kind of pigeon.
Only pigeons?
Yeah, I think I had it pulled up at one point. Let's see if I can find
like in.
it. Talk amongst yourselves.
I feel like
Seagulls.
there's like the courier pigeon.
Let's talk about seagulls, though. Why do I see seagulls in Idaho? We're not by the sea.
I think I
Anyone?
looked it up once.
What? This is horrible. This is a whole horrible thing to talk about.
Start over.
They're tourists.
They're tourists.
So-
Tourists, that's good.
They're on
So-
vacation.
They're gathering data.
Technically, there aren't seagulls. They're just called gulls. But they're most commonly seen by the sea. So
Misappropriation.
So they're lake gulls.
So that's like you're like
So
bird
there's-
racist
well,
if you just
there's
call
the-
one.
Water gulls.
There's a little gull, a
Hick
common
gulls,
gull,
that's
a
what they
laughing
are.
gull, a western gull, California gull, ring-billed gull. Like they're all just
Bottle gull.
gulls, and they
Redneck
all
gull.
they all look like
Storm
Can we
drain
just
gull.
choose which one we want? I want laughing gull.
that. It's a good looking. I wonder what it sounds like. I don't know.
A pizza gull.
Oh what?
A pizza gull. It just hangs out by pizza parlors.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Pizza goal. Like
You know, it's-
goal.
So when you say this guy will have like a
Life
5-hour
goal.
conversation with somebody, when you talk to a flat earther, like you watch they immediately 3 seconds in, all right, you can tell they're completely insane, like they're nuts.
Right.
Their eyes get a little bigger. They just talk like yeah, and they just go
They start talking really closely with their hands.
yeah, and they're like, listen, man, you don't understand, okay? And then they go into some sort of rant. It's generally a rant without. It's one long sentence, and I have a feeling this guy's got to be the same way. I don't know if anyone's ever seen it, but I have to think this is a joke that birds aren't real.
There's
Well, yeah.
a website called Birds Aren't Real.
Oh, listen
If
to
he
this
started,
guy.
this is this 20-year-old college
He
student.
went live with Birds Aren't Real in January 2017 at his city's Women's March. So instead of letting the women's have their march, he talked about his birds not being real.
Well, in a weird way, though, it's very UK and
I
a
feel
bit
like that's a way to
derogatory.
pick up chicks.
Well, you call a lot of
But
people in the UK will call women birds. It's a bit derogatory.
That's what I just said.
oh, well,
But I
that's
said it in a classy way. A vase from Target type of way.
oh, I like that.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what he's trying to do, and maybe he's trying to say birds. Maybe it was a nice thing, like no, we're not going to use that term anymore. We're not going to call women chicks.
Right? That's not a hot bird. That sounds weird. Like a turkey on Thanksgiving.
Can you say that for me one more time? That's
That's not a hot bird.
not a hot bird.
I just pulled up a video him talking about it, and he looks like the kind of guy that would just say birds aren't real.
And like a bird.
Like
So he probably looks like everyone in my family.
Well, you have to think about this. He's got a public image to uphold because he wants you to still buy his merchandise.
I feel
Does he
like
have merchandise?
Oh, that
you
guy
know
lives
what?
in his parents'
I feel
basement.
like R.
That guy
Kelly
definitely.
needs to re-release "Fly Like an Eagle" and put him on the cover.
R. Kelly's in jail, man.
Doesn't mean he can't sing.
Why don't
sell
you do this?
merchandise.
Steve? Just do the Steve Miller one.
Steve
Steve
Miller,
Miller
yeah.
lives like 2 hours from here.
Let's do
Wait,
it.
he's still alive? Sorry, Steve.
Yeah, he is. He's still alive.
Interesting.
I love your song.
All right.
Your
Well, with
song.
that, I don't want to. You know what? I'm done. I can't. I don't want to put more energy into this stupid
This
topic.
is for the
It's-
birds.
Oh,
They just
Good.
come to me.
there's so many puns. We can do this one.
I know.
I'm not going. I just don't. And I know you're winging it, but we really just need to.
It's a hard one to swallow.
Oh my god.
All right, with that.
These are my friends, everybody. This is
All
why I
right.
love them.
It's your flock.
I'm about to leave.
All right, and with that, we're gonna get to our next one. I like to call the bag of shit segment because it's full of it.
Spoken like a true. What up?
But wait, how do you
What's your
really
sign?
feel?
I don't know.
When's your birthday?
What's your sign, baby?
February 2nd, right?
Yeah,
Seriously?
yeah, it's my birthday. That's very good. Thank you.
That's
Good
very
job.
strange.
It's Groundhog's Day. That's everybody.
Oh, that's right. You're living in your own shadow.
Now all 4 people listening to this podcast know what my birthday is.
Yeah, your
Send
identification's
presents.
blown.
So astrology.
You're an Aquarius.
Yes, it is. It doesn't. None of this is relevant to anything.
It is
Yes,
because
it
I'm
is.
an Aquarius too, and we're completely different.
Because
Shut
when the
up.
moon
Exactly.
is
We
in the
are. We
seventh
are
house,
totally different.
and Jupiter
My bird
rises
jokes
with
are
Mars,
funnier.
then
That's why
people
we're
guide
different.
the planets and
Wait,
love
this-
with the other stars.
This is interesting. We have 3
When's your birthday?
Aquarii, Aquariuses, Aquariuses,
Coupois. I don't know.
Aquarius in the room out of
Maybe I'm
5 people.
Aquarius.
So this could be interesting. I'm Feb 10.
Okay, so mine's January 21st.
Okay.
I was born
Feb
in-
2.
Feb 2.
And I was born at 1:21 in the morning.
2-2,
That's
bro.
too cool to say
I was-
February.
No, I was born at 2 in the afternoon. Just kidding. Not interested.
So here we go. Who wants to start with why this stuff is even a thing? Why is astrology a thing?
Well, because ever since humans were able to ponder where we came from, we've always looked up. And I think that that has something to do with all the constellations, or as Liberty would call them, equations.
Right.
And I think that they try to calculate where we all come from. See what I did there? Yep.
Good job.
And I think that they're looking for different patterns of behavior. And I think if you talk to, say, someone who's a Gemini, and they can't make up their mind, it's because they're the Geminis or the twins, or Leos are assholes or something. I don't remember what the other ones were.
I don't know. I mean, like, if you look at it, all mythology and theology starts from the sky, right? And almost every single culture you look at. So, and even right now, if you ask Christianity, where's heaven? I think they'd tell you up somewhere in the stars, right? Or past the stars or whatever. So we're all talking about kind of the same thing as a basis. So I can understand why people would look up there and say, well, if that's that, then it probably means this.
Well, and we're also kind of combining things here just a little bit, right?
Right.
Astrology is basically using divine constellations and divine information to gather knowledge about us as terrestrial beings, right? While the zodiac is the correlation of that information based on certain times of the year, associated with different types of constellations or belief structure, in order to basically give you a personality profile. So, and what's really interesting is a lot of these profiles, while maybe where the information comes from is, in Bill's poetic words, a bag of shit, it doesn't mean that the stereotypes for those people are not. It just means that they've looked at enough people and enough behavior patterns to go, this is why this happens that way. It's kind of a slippery slope of being defined there.
Of going right into the Four Barnum effect.
Right.
Can you tell me what that is? I'm not familiar.
So the Four Barnum effect, it's named kind of for P.T. Barnum, and I think it's kind of mislabeled to him.
Like
but
the
this
circus?
yeah, for the idea of saying that a sucker's born every minute. And
Amen.
and
brother.
essentially, 4 is a psychologist who ran a little study amongst some of his 24 students, and he gave them what they thought was a psychologically examined personality test. And in reality, they came back and said that he had pretty much nailed all their personalities, and he had given them the same results individually.
It's all about how you interpret the information that you're given.
Also, 24 is a really good sample.
It is a pretty big sample. Yeah. No, actually, no. That's
Well,
that's why
like
it's there.
this. If
So
I
it's just-
said, you're going to have a good day today, you're not going to get struck down by lightning, and you're going to have a really great lunch, right? People are going to be like, oh, man, I'm going to have a good day today. It has nothing to do with the fact that they may be an Aquarius or a Scorpio or a Virgo.
But they're not that specific, and that's the problem.
That's
that
the
you
thing.
have.
They're
It's
very
the-
generalized.
yeah, that's the whole idea about the
they're
4
so-
effect.
They might sound specific where it's like, soon you're going to have a trial that is going to make you really have to evaluate yourself before you make a decision.
Well,
I mean,
that's
that
everything.
That could be anything.
That's like, say, I'm going to have pizza or I'm going to have a sandwich for lunch.
Or it could be, should I stay at my job or find somewhere else to go? Like, people, no matter what situation
Should
they're
I
in.
walk to school or carry my lunch?
You
But I
know,
think-
so I'm sorry. Liberty, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, I think there's a difference between these daily horoscopes, and for those of you who can't see, I just did air quotes, daily horoscopes.
But you only did one, by the way. You only did one.
True. Daily
There we go.
horoscopes.
Now that was two. Now she
both-
did two.
And the general descriptions of,
Astrology.
the sun signs.
So I want to talk about horoscopes. So I just pulled some up while we were talking, and I'm actually the one on the Denver Post. And the reason I'm on the one for the Denver Post is that the first 4 ahead of it had ad blockers and wouldn't let me go to it. So,
Good choice.
and I'm going to read you a horoscope that's related to 2 of the people in this room, and I'm excluding myself. 2 of the people it's written for, 2 of the people it's not. And
Is
I want
this
you
a-
to figure out who it's for.
Is this a daily or a general?
do
This
the
is
same
a
thing.
this is daily. Here we go.
daily.
Are you ready?
Is it today?
Tell me, you guys guess who this is for in this room.
It's for the
today's.
Aquarii or
It's
for the Scorpio.
today's.
Is that what
I'm
you're
on
saying?
today's.
All
We
right.
discovered that there's
Two
now
Two
2 Scorpios and 2
To
Aquarius.
Aquarii.
There's
without
two.
Bill.
There's 2. I'm going to read one that's either going to be
Because Bill doesn't believe in it anyway. You know.
Aquarius or what? Scorpio? All right, here we go. All right, are you ready?
See, so it's Aquarius because he didn't even know what we were. Bam!
Hold on. I
Sunk my
did.
battleship.
No, I did. I said Scorpio because we had this conversation. Are you ready? It's difficult to make headway with a certain someone today. Tom. They're being uncooperative. By the way, they put a hyphen in a weird spot on that. They're being uncooperative, and you may even suspect they are deliberately throwing a spanner in the works for some particular reason of their own. Unfortunately, you stand little chance of making them change their behavior at the moment, so you'll just have to like it or lump it. Like it or lump it.
That sounds like a Scorpio thing.
Who feels that who feels that
I-
is connected to them?
I feel like it's Aquarius thing.
I think it's Aquarius too.
Yeah, because that sounds like a Scorpio is bothering an Aquarius.
No, what that sounds like to me, if it was for Aquarius, it'd be like, listen, someone may be bothering you, but you're just really crazy, let it go. But for a Scorpio, it's saying, listen, it's someone else's fault, like it's supposed to be.
Yeah, Aquarius would be like, do your own thing. It's cool. Chill.
Well, that's
Yeah,
the thing.
yeah.
It's telling Aquarius, like, you need to chill because somebody's
Or
giving you a
he could
trying
just-
time.
He could just be reading something for like cancer.
It's like Leo.
yeah,
Right.
cancer.
And this is why I asked earlier the difference between the daily, air quotes, horoscopes and the whole belief about your sun signs and
Moon
birth
signs.
time and all of that informing your overall personality. It doesn't mean that somebody can tell me every day what's going to happen, but on a broader sense.
But, like, on a whole life trend,
Yeah.
All right. Well, which
These
one
are
is
some
it? Because I wanna
qualities or
read
things
this.
that might. Yeah, go.
Okay, which one is it?
Go, Aquarius.
It's an Aquarius. That was an Aquarius. But
Yeah, we're intuitive because we're Scorpios.
But listen,
But I said
Scorpios. But when I said Scorpios, when I told you that Scorpios, did you? If I said, "Hey, Scorpios, here's your horoscope," would you have kind of went, "Oh yeah, I get
Yep, here's one.
Probably.
Scorpio or Aquarius. Sometimes it's good to just sit back and watch the universe unfolding. But other times, such as next Tuesday, it's good to stop baby carriages from rolling in front of buses.
that's a Scorpio thing.
Okay, and then the other one. Unfortunately, For your dream of having multiple gorgeous sex partners, attitudes towards sex will become much more open-minded, just as attitudes towards nutrition and personal hygiene go right down the tube.
No, that's
gotta be an
Scorpio.
Aquarius thing. No, because Scorpios
Aquarians are very open-minded.
Scorpio's already there. That's the thing.
Yeah, but we're clean.
No, we're already there.
keep
We
clean.
don't need to keep an open mind about anything.
And
we
we're
already
clean.
have it.
You're clean.
We're very hygienic.
Yeah.
I thought you didn't believe in this shit.
Yeah, that's
This bag of shit is totally
good
clean
call.
over here.
that is one clean, spotless bag.
No, I'd be interested to hear a very broad, like, Aquarius general.
Okay, let me find it.
Specific.
wait,
So
what
I
was
have
it?
one
You
for you,
never were-
Liberty.
Scorpio,
So
yeah.
Liberty,
I was right.
You're
That's
saying-
2 for 2.
you're saying right now that if I was born, is a baby born today going to have all the same things as a baby born tomorrow?
I know exactly what you're saying because I question that too. How can all of the people born at the same time on the same day in the same place as me be the same?
It's mass hysteria.
But
There you go. Mass hysteria.
So
Lemmings.
you just asked the question I just asked, and you gave no answer.
I did that.
I don't have an answer, but what I can
But do you
say
believe?
is
No. I said,
when
do you
I
believe?
because when I look at any Aquarius kind of general description, or when I do my sun chart where you define your birth time and your birthplace, it's even more specific. And every time I'm like, yeah,
Miss Liberty, we need you to give the committee a yes or no answer, please.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. You believe that they are going to be the same.
No.
Okay.
I'm like
Will you
Robert Mueller.
please?
You're such
Can
an
I refer
Aquarius.
to the report?
You're such an Aquarius.
I don't have a comment on that.
No comment. Refer
So-
to I plead the fifth dimension.
Ooh, that was good. I wish I would have thought of that.
Yeah.
So here's my thing.
No one write that down.
I'm
That's
on.
fine.
Prove me
like that
wrong.
joke. Okay.
I like that joke too. We should make that into a T-shirt. So I am on the Capricorn Aquarius cusp, right? So Capricorns like to stay very organized. They like to make a list. The Aquarius in me is very open-minded, very aloof at times. So I find myself making
do we gotta
lists
be
that
aloof?
I have no idea what they're even talking about. So I feel like I take aspects of both of those things, right? Like you, for example, you're on the other end. You're on the Aquarius and whichever one comes
Whatever the
next,
next one's next.
right? So do you identify with one or the other more?
I feel like I identify 100% with Aquarius. And here's a weird thing. Okay, let's add to this. This is not going to legitimize
Here's a
this,
weird thing
but
compared to all the normal stuff we've just been
So,
talking about. This
has-
now it gets weird.
have you heard of or taken any of the Myers-Briggs
Oh, yeah.
personality tests?
It works on the same concept.
Yep.
Kind of, right?
Yeah.
I just bear with me. Downloaded an app that does a facial scan and then tells you your Myers-Briggs combination.
Oh yeah, because that's
Was it
valid.
right?
It was, yeah. And then it told me essentially everything that the Aquarius general
still have this
horoscope
app
tells
on
me
your
and
phone?
my yeah.
But did it ask?
Also, let me say for the record, so my background is in theater as an actor, and the face scan classified me as artist.
So what is your Myers-Briggs?
Just saying.
Because mine's
I think it's-
ENFJ.
That's funny.
I think I'm INFP.
Mine is
So
whatever the rarest one there is.
INFJ.
I just took the BuzzFeed Which Kardashian Are You?
Kim.
Chloe.
No, he's the one that just turned.
You guys are looking at me like I really have an answer. Like I'm going to
No,
tell you
yeah,
which
you-
one it
you
was.
took
You guys are all
just
staring.
a lie.
Which one?
LeBron.
Which one is it, Bill?
Yeah, I want to know.
So
I'm
my
look-
question, Liberty, is:
Yeah.
did it ask for access to all of the shit on your phone? Because it can
No.
pull your birthday and
That
pull
was
your
the thing
interests.
that
and-
I mean, I'm also a skeptic. It didn't ask for my birth date or any of those things. It didn't say you will allow me access to all your social
was it through
things."
Facebook though?
No.
Google.
It's called Face Me.
Can I try it?
So it's Russian.
Yeah.
It only asked for my mom's maiden name
And my social.
and my social security number. And weird, it wanted to know my first pet's name. But
social
after that,
security
and
or
it learned all this stuff from me.
All right, we're gonna scan
Okay, let's scan my face. Should I blink?
By the way, as you're doing that, I should say-
You do a little face imprint that you have to like.
Oh yeah, you got to put your face in there, not all the
Just
hairy
smile?
part.
And then it doesn't matter. I don't
My beard's so
Your arms
long
are
now
longer than
that
mine,
it takes
so
like
maybe
5
you do it.
times for my phone to read my face.
Really?
I feel really good about that.
You should. The facial recognition is bad. Oh look, it's
So
closing
Ryan is
forward.
right now getting his face recognized.
There's a
On
lot of
this app.
lasers. It looks
Calm,
super
down to
nice.
earth, sociable, reliable, pleasant. He's not pleasant.
Oh, that's a lie right there.
Right there.
I'm only 55% pleasant.
Oh, that's true though.
This is interesting too because.
And he's
mine
46%
is like
reliable.
a-
You can attest to that, Bill.
You look
I'll
like
be here at
someone
5.
Trusting,
Yeah.
empathetic, forgiving.
Oh, you said empathetic. Oh, you said trusting and pathetic.
Trusting and pathetic, yeah.
Yeah, you had me there pathetic, and then
So it doesn't.
Wait,
where's your
wait,
Myers
hold on.
Briggs?
Look at these percentages. Sorry.
okay. So here, give us a play-by-play, Tom. What are we seeing right
Well,
now?
Present.
It breaks it down. Yeah,
I am
he's
reliable,
46 reliable,
Social,
44.
44.
We're way over 100% now, but he's.
Wait, no, but it's on a for each one. When I did mine, all of
You got
mine
low
were,
scores for everything,
like,
right?
Right in the middle.
So what's the highest score? If it's 100, man,
Look
he's
at your
an
face
F.
next to Ryan's face. I mean, come on. You have this
we
beautiful,
look alike?
sweet, amazing face, and Ryan.
That's what it is.
Ryan needs to pluck a little more.
Twins.
I don't even know where to go with Ryan.
Anywhere you want to go.
Oh,
See what I did there?
that's the Aquarius in you.
Okay. That is.
Wait, I want to see the. Now we're just pushing buttons.
I said cool. That's all I said.
So I don't know. I'm an ENFP because I took that Myers-Briggs thing, but I totally buy into that being the Forer effect too. I mean, like you're pretty much just doing a subjective self-personality quiz, and so it's going to tell you what it wants, what you want to see out of it.
I don't understand. It didn't give me all the info. It gave you all the info.
Oh, I think we were doing a scan another person and see if you're a match.
Ooh, well there you
So
go.
we're 46.
And then which Kardashian?
Well, he's only like 46% reliable. You don't want him.
Yeah. Well, it depends on what you want before. So what do I need to do? Take it again. You were on compatibility meeting?
Maybe I need to like reset.
Part of me
Tom, you get
wonders if the whole facial thing has. I'm gonna just take the microphone just because she's not over here.
Yeah.
If it has to do with how people perceive you, kind of like facial profiling, because you make judgment calls on people within 3 seconds of meeting them, even if you didn't talk to them, you didn't interact with them, you didn't anything. You make all of these assessments about someone purely based off of their looks. So I wonder if an app like that is basically taking how people psychologically see different features and what they associate that with.
Yeah, it's cold reading. So that's interesting because they talk into that. I was looking into this as far as Myers-Briggs personality tests and stuff, and it talks into the cold reading, and that's the whole idea that if you're going to look at somebody, you're going to take all these social cues and physical cues of their face and turn it into what you're going to perceive of them anyway, and then you're going to just steer it on what they want to hear or what you think or what they provide you with.
That's pretty good.
So I linked that to that whole thing about the Myers-Briggs thing because it makes sense to me too. I'm an ENFP, but I took that, and I mean, if you take it and answer different ways,
You're ENFP?
ENFP.
And I'm an ENFJ. Interesting.
So then, I mean, to that point, is it
I'm an
Are-
INFP.
are the signs or the
Extrovert, extrovert.
astrology or whatever, is it kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy where, oh, I act that way because I'm a Scorpio? Well,
And then I do believe.
and I kind of believe a little bit of that too, where you behave because that's how you are allowed to behave or how you should behave.
Do you think you do that on the positive side or as like a justification?
I think people could do it either way because they, regardless of how they behave, positive or negative, they feel that their sign, air quotes, justify their behavior because that's how they're supposed to act. Whether they really can or should, that's just kind of how people react because they are kind of, I mean, they've taught themselves or society has taught them that that is how they're supposed to be.
I don't know, you buy into it, I guess. I read a study that said something like 30% of UK women and men buy into astrology being an actual way to look into how to judge your future spouse or mate, and that 40% of Americans do. So
I'm more of a butt man,
Are
but
you?
that's cool.
I mean, like you're a Pisces and that's fine, but can you turn around for a second?
Ooh la la, let's get it on.
Do you think?
My horoscope said.
Nice tail, Pisces.
Oh.
Thank you.
was
Thank
creative.
you. Yeah. My wife's
Do
a
you think-
Pisces. That's the only
I
reason I know.
apologize if you already said this, but this sounds so similar to the nature versus nurture argument. How much of it is kind of self-fulfilled prophecy and how much of it is just this weird innate
Well, that's great
thing.
because how much of raising your kids is the Forer effect, right? That you just tell
True.
them, hey, look, I want you to believe in
But
this,
also,
and this is what you need to think of as morals.
why, when I look up my horoscope or my birth chart or this Myers-Briggs based on my face or based on my clicking buttons on a thing, it always tells me a very similar thing. You are an artist. You're independent. You're blah, 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 blah.
But then at the
Annoying.
same time, if I told anybody, I look at you and I see that you're an artist. And whether they're an artist or not, now I'm not saying you're not, Liberty,
you
because I
just-
know you are. Now hold on, I know you are an artist. But my point is this. I can tell somebody like, oh yeah, you're a bit of an artist. And they go, yeah, I can see that. When I was a little kid, I used to like to draw all the time. Or they really are an artist. If you go to somebody, the vagueness of these things are insane. So when it says something at your job's causing you turmoil. Everybody's job's causing them turmoil. Everybody's, unless you're
Unless you don't have a
unemployed,
job.
and then you're in turmoil because you don't have a job.
Sure.
So it's like something with your everything, and then you get like, oh wow, this thing really hit me today. It was dead on. You have financial problems, or there's money's on your mind. Money's on your mind because A, you don't have it, or you do have it, or you're about to spend it. I mean, money's always
Money's
gonna be
on
your
everybody's mind.
So,
So
the
here's the
vagueness of it.
question.
Well, I want to say this though, real quick. So, but with that, when somebody then tells you, and we were at this kind of patio party the other night, and somebody said to me, they said, well, how do you not believe in it? Because of the science. And I said, well, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by the science? And she said, well, the planets line up and the planets do this. Like, that's science. And I said, well, how's that connected to somebody being born? And she said, but it's science. So if you want to believe it, not only do you want to just believe what your horoscope says, if you want to believe in astrology itself, you're going to find a way.
It's a pseudoscience.
Yes.
It has scientific elements that people can interpret for the
I'd rather not use the word
if
science
we,
in it. But
If we measure time based on the Earth's rotation around the sun and all of that, and then you think about geometry and, I don't know, I'm not really good
so-
at math, algebra and all those other things, could that be science?
Well, here's what's happening. Everyone makes the assumption here that just because you can determine something scientifically and measure things scientifically, that doesn't mean that their behavior structure can be inferred from the same information. So, yes, we know that the Earth is flat, and we know that the
Well, 'cause
sun
it is.
revolves around the moon, right?
is.
yeah.
But we also don't know that if you're born before noon on a Thursday in March or after noon on a Thursday in March, it's like one of you is going to be a serial killer.
Right. Well, and that's the thing. You can invoke science in any damn thing you want to, but you can't turn around. Science is all about making like repeat reactions and repeat definitions of something every
That's how you're
time.
testing. It's
Well,
like-
right. So if
Yeah.
you can't test something, it doesn't matter how much science you put into the beginning of it. If it doesn't give you the same result 2 or 3 times in a row, it just isn't science.
Well, that's another fallacy with this too, because if you give the same person the same psychological profile, right, but give it a different title, everyone's going to think it involves them somehow.
But if
they're-
No, go ahead.
They're taking that information and they're projecting it towards themselves.
So if I give Ted Bundy different information and a different profile and, I don't know, a different sun sign, doesn't really matter, does that change his behavior?
No, but what I'm saying is he'd find a way to determine if that behavior fits him. So if someone says, okay, let's just say I'm describing you, all right? Very sociable, very intelligent,
Hilarious.
funny, right? You know, someone who
Great at
is
parties.
who can be considered attractive, very outgoing, right? I also just described Ted Bundy.
Yeah. Wait,
Right?
was he,
He was
an
fun at
Aquarius?
He
I
was.
don't know.
He thought
No,
he
he
was.
wasn't. No.
Shut up.
Hold on. Now I have to Google it. Thanks.
Is Ted Bundy Fundy? Is that what you're going to say?
No, is Ted Bundy? When
I don't know
So
if
when
we're
was he born?
proving
He was born in
any theory or
June.
disproving
So
it.
here's
Oh,
what
no. Hold on. I was wrong.
What's his sign?
He was born in November 24th.
He's a
Ooh.
Sagittarius.
I
I like them.
I know some of those.
What does that mean? Describe
That
qualities.
you shouldn't fall for Ted Bundy.
True.
Yeah.
So if you were
Just
born
that
around
you-
November,
More of a Charles Manson type, aren't you?
Or the first part of December. right? Just don't talk to those people.
So I
You're
think
you're before then,
I'm the 21st of
not the
November.
24th. You were not a Sagittarius.
You're safe.
Do you want to know the traits? The traits of it? Are you ready?
Or the treats.
The treats. Strengths. They're generous. He was very nice when he killed people. He's very idealistic, which I get. He has a great sense of humor. Ha ha ha. LOL. Stab stab stab. Weaknesses. He promises more than he can deliver, and he's very impatient.
Yeah.
Oh,
Very
impatient.
Why did you
Serial killer.
die? He likes being outdoors.
He did.
Serial killer.
Yeah.
He lived in. He like tried to escape in
And he, like,
Colorado.
He
Kill people outdoors.
you know what's really funny? Sagittarius there's actually the first thing, freedom, and that's it. He did want his freedom. Actually, I believe in all of this now.
Can you look
Because
on
Ted
that
Bundy
same exact
wanted-
site? Look up
Aquarius.
your sign.
And here's what Sagittarius dislike clingy people.
That's why I killed
So
them.
much-
Being
he killed them.
constrained.
I'm sorry, I said
See,
that.
being constrained again. That's Ted Bundy. He didn't want to be locked up. And off the wall theories. He hates off the wall theories. So maybe he was telling the truth the whole time. Maybe it was somebody else.
so.
And he hates. And you know what he also hates? Details. All right. So here we go.
With Liberty, read the Aquarius because there's 3 of you guys
Yeah,
in
no,
here. So
that's-
if all 3 of you guys
But
can relate to this
here's the
one
thing, you have to-
horoscope,
Here we go. You
Look
ready?
it up on the same site
Same site. I've got it up. Same site. Here we go.
because I don't know science.
Here we go. By the way, I always thought an
I don't
Aquarius
think that
was a water
equates
sign.
to science.
No,
Those
This
are-
is a
that's
test.
very
We're
different.
testing
We're
a
air signs.
hypothesis.
you think water sign because we're the water bearer.
Yeah.
But
I
we're
always
an air
thought
sign.
That Aquarius was a
Like,
water.
not
I always thought it was a water sign until recently when I was
an
having
air
this
sign.
conversation with somebody and somebody said air, and I thought that
Yeah.
was really weird.
Yeah.
Quality is fixed. I don't know what that means. Our colors are light blue and silver.
Done.
Okay.
We die. Oh, we day. Day set. Oh, whatever. Our
Morbid.
ruler is Uranus and Saturn.
Uranus rules. you.
Uranus. Whatever.
Wait,
And
what
lucky
happens
numbers.
if-
I don't know.
It's
None of this.
Pluto.
Okay, you ready? I was going to
Uranus
read.
is no longer a planet, right?
No, that's Pluto.
Pluto.
And actually, it is a
Oh,
planet. again.
God damn it.
It's back to Pluto.
I'm good at science.
Here we go.
Da-ba-da.
Strengths. Science. Oh, I'm just kidding. Strengths. Progressive. We're very progressive. That's me. Original.
Check.
Independent. Humanitarian. Oh, yeah, that's me. But I could say that about everybody in this room.
No.
I'm not a humanitarian.
See?
I like dogs a lot.
Yeah, okay.
I feel that I just really described Tanya.
Yeah, keep going.
Or liberty.
Okay, so here we go. Weaknesses. Oh. Runs from emotional expression.
True.
No, I'm.
Temperamental.
Nope.
Uncompromising.
What? Okay, true.
And aloof, just like you said. You were talking about aloof.
I get that a lot. I don't feel like I am an aloof person. I love people.
Well, crazy people
but
don't think they're
it
crazy.
takes a minute, Tanya knows, for me to open up to people. And I'm an actor. My whole life I've presented myself on stage, but in a room of 5 people, I'll stand in the corner and be super quiet,
Yeah,
All right.
but-
Well, do you
but
want to
for
know
what
your
reason?
dislikes?
proving it.
Do you want to know dislikes? Here we go.
Broccoli.
Limitations, broken promises, being lonely, dull or boring situations.
Broken promises. Tanya, how long does it take me to return a text?
Usually
weeks.
2 days.
Oh, you wish it took 2 days.
No,
said
she is not
usually.
exaggerating.
No, it usually takes like 3 or 4.
Oh, he was being
Well,
nice.
she's been better lately. It's usually only taken 2 days. 'cause we've been working.
Oh, here's the best
Anyway,
part.
okay.
You know what the last thing? People who disagree with them. That's the last thing.
I hate you. What'd you say?
Yeah, exactly. That's not what I said. What are you going to do about it?
I gotta go.
Okay, whatever.
Click.
What is
Back
that
to
one?
you.
Broken
3 to
promises?
5 days.
You promised me you wouldn't leave. Okay, now we're going
Wait,
to
hold
do...
on. I'm sorry. Did the other Aquarius in the room?
Yeah, how do you feel described?
I really wasn't listening.
See, that makes sense.
Okay.
You're aloof. He's aloof.
Here we go. Are you
No,
guys
I-
ready?
He's aloof.
I really feel like it was pretty spot on. Honestly.
Are you guys ready for yours?
Oh, I know what mine is.
Yeah.
Vindictive,
Here we
secretive,
go.
passionate.
Here we go.
Has
Strengths.
crabs.
Here you go.
Sorry.
Tell me if you feel that
They're my
this...
friends.
We're having a conversation.
I'm just waiting for Tom and Ryan to finish
we
their
were talking
conversation.
to you.
That's
No,
not allowed.
Then you guys... Okay, you ready? I'm here.
Eye contact.
Tell me if you guys feel that this fits you. Creative, passionate, generous, warm-hearted, cheerful, and humorous.
Yes.
I feel like that describes most of the people I know.
No, but you got that. Honestly, if I was going to describe Tom other than Asian, that's exactly how I describe him.
But that's how you would describe me too.
But
Right.
here's the
That
difference.
is true.
So
Wow, horoscopes
Aquarius
are racist.
got aloof. You didn't get aloof.
Yeah, and you guys didn't have passionate, but we both had generous.
Okay, you guys ready?
Do I look passionate?
Tell me if
Here's-
you,
No,
do you feel these weaknesses fit you?
I feel my.
Will you
weaknesses
mix
all
them
the
up
time.
so we have to guess?
Arrogant? No, they're just all arrogant,
Stubborn.
stubborn,
Not me.
Vindictive.
self-centered, lazy,
Grudge. You're not lazy.
inflexible.
I am lazy. What are you talking about?
The only one that applied to me was stubborn.
I
That is true.
Stubborn and
am at
inflexible, the
sometimes
same
all
thing.
of those
How can they
things.
be different?
Um,
You're okay with it as long as it's your idea?
there's
Like I'm not good at
there's-
yoga.
There's a different. It's very different. Like in my own personal beliefs, I'm very stubborn about things.
But that's not
My own-
inflexible.
sorry, my own personal beliefs, I'm stubborn about things. But in situations where something unexpected arose, I'm not gonna just stand my ground just because that's how it had to be. Like it's like, well, shit. Like
No, we're Scorpios. We're going to secretly take tally of everything that happens and burn them afterwards.
so, I did not. I didn't feel like that was an accurate description of my weaknesses.
I feel like Tanya is an Aquarius.
Well, her sun's in Uranus, right? Or whatever that is. Mercury's in retrograde
Uranus.
Okay, do you feel that this fits you better for the weaknesses?
For weaknesses,
Distrusting, jealous, secretive, and violent.
See?
right now.
actually, yeah.
Yeah.
You're violent?
God damn it.
secretly violent. It says secretly violent.
See, I tricked you guys. I read you Leo the first time. I was reading Leo to see if you guys... Yeah.
Not us.
That's what
No, to them.
right.
I read it to the Scorpios.
Oh, yeah.
I read Leo because I wanted to see if I could trick them. But really,
No, the second one was like spot on.
Yeah.
I
Now
told you
read-
at the beginning,
read
like
Aquarius'
big one.
The
vindictive.
second one was the second one weaknesses.
Felt
Like,
better?
and it's funny because they
They're self doubts. They're
Distrust-
self doubts
jealous,
for a
it's all,
secretive.
it's all,
You're-
it's all self.
would you call yourself violent and jealous? And don't hit me
I'm
by
not-
asking you that.
Jealous, not as much, and
Slighted.
jealous
See, not
knows-
jealous, but slighted.
I would say slighted. But
Vindictive. That's where I get
violent
that.
is something that I had worked on for a very, very, very long time. If you ask a person that used to be in my life, he would say yes, even though I never was violent. I could be very, very close to the edge of doing that. Like, it's one of those kind of.
Do we need to ask
It's
the Vatican?
it's
where
an
he's buried?
almost no.
We can
It's
ask
an
your brother
almost-
again. But get him
it's
back
an
on the
almost
show.
like knee-jerk reaction to things where it's you hurt me, I'm going to hurt you, and it's not.
that's the whole
but
concept
but
of the
sometimes
scorpion.
it can be
Eye for an eye.
physical.
Right.
Yeah. So
All right, so I'll go back to your strengths then. Your real strengths, because the
real
first ones were
strengths.
made up. Resourceful, brave, passionate, stubborn, and a true friend.
Stubborn is a good trait.
Stubborn is
It's a
is
good
those
trait.
strengths. That's their strengths.
I have to say, I'm not Tanya, but I love Tanya. She's my person. True.
That she's stubborn. She is a true friend. I understand she's a true friend. She's very passionate,
Passionate.
very brave,
Brave.
and resourceful. I once
Resourceful?
watched her start a
You
car
forgot
with
awesome.
a toothpick. That's not true. I really didn't see
bomb
that.
out of a paperclip.
See?
and-
MacGyver.
So
We love her.
Here's the thing, though. I can also see you guys are both creative. You're passionate, right? Those things, most people can identify with those things, right? But as we both know, you both are very artistic. You both are very creative, right? It just, I think character traits are for people who want to experience and understand and identify with the things that they want to identify with.
Well, right, but just because they throw different words at these people, it's like what you're saying, Ryan. You can just cherry pick any of these things and throw them. I mean, it could be a grab bag. I wanted to relate this whole conversation to tarot cards and see how you would defend that, because to me, it's the same thing. It's still the Forer effect. You're still getting the cold reading, feeling somebody out, and then just kind of going along with what they tell you and how they respond to different cards. I mean, you
But-
read the card, you read what the meaning of the card is supposed to be, but you only interpret it on how they're looking at you, what the energy of the room is. I mean, so what's the difference
Is there
between that and like crystal ball
anything-
reading?
The difference is one person is doing it for themselves on the zodiac, and the other person is doing it for them.
And
So it's just a direction of causality there. If I give you a card and I tell you to interpret it, you're going to get one way, and honestly, what you're going to probably do is project your feelings onto that card. Versus if I give it to someone who's in a really good mood, they're going to look at it and interpret it the same way, that they are feeling, right?
I see.
And if you think about it, all of these traits that the sun signs, zodiac signs say you have or don't have, what's wrong with being informed by those identities? So they say you're generous. Oh my gosh. Please
also
don't
said
be
you're an
generous.
asshole.
And
Whoa.
even the you're not these things, then you think, well, I'm going to be the one that's different. So it says that I'm inflexible. I'm going to be flexible.
Sure, absolutely. Like, identifying tools are helpful in any situation. I always tell people when it comes to like relationships, it doesn't matter what relationship you book, you go out and buy it, do what's in there, and it'll work, because it really doesn't matter how you communicate with each other as long as you communicate. It really doesn't matter how you identify with yourself as long as you identify as something. And then work off of that. If you don't have any baseline, you're going to find yourself really lost in life. So
This is true.
if it's just astrology you're going to do it on, then that's as good as anything else. I mean, I can't argue that theology is much better than astrology, but
Well, here's a baseline for you. On the same post, on the same website, the Denver Post, where I was getting the horoscopes from, if you click, they'll give you your lottery numbers. Now, here's what I discovered. Everybody has different lottery numbers. So they're giving everybody different ones. So they're not giving you, I mean, if they could really tell anything mathematical about the future, wouldn't they be good lottery numbers? But they're giving everybody different lottery numbers.
if you're an asshole, they're giving you the wrong ones.
But they're just giving you lottery numbers. So how accurate are they if they're just willy-nilly throwing numbers your way?
They're bullshit. Come on.
But
that's-
just like the horoscopes
Here's
are
what
giving
they
you.
And so,
capitalize.
and here's the thing.
Hold
But
on.
now this makes me
You're
mad a
doing
little
the
bit.
same thing that everyone else is doing by trying to interpret behavior onto mathematical sequences. Because
Yes, please.
what's happening is, say they are using a randomizer that gives everyone in the room a different number. The thing is, so are the people who are pulling the lottery numbers. They're different randomizers, but that doesn't mean that those numbers can't come up in the same pattern.
There are
So-
people who have played the same random numbers for years and years and years and won the lottery. Not that I'm saying that that's likely to happen to anyone.
But that's not scientific either, though.
I know.
But
that-
no,
the math-
exactly. It's not
but there's
scientific.
math
and you
behind
know,
that,
there's
too. Hold on a
actually research that says if you choose dates that are significant to you for lottery numbers, like birthdays or anniversaries, your chances are a slightly bit lower because you're only choosing dates which go up to 30 as opposed to lottery numbers which go higher.
to 99.
Yeah, but you
And of race.
And this is coming from like she and I both worked in the lottery industry, so
Yeah.
like we dealt with this on a daily basis.
It's like the wisdom of crowds. Have you ever heard of that term? Where if you would take 100 people and you have a jar of jelly beans and you ask them to guess how many numbers are in the jar, the average of all those will be within 1% off of the actual number. And the reason why is because there may be some people, say there's 1,000 beans in there. Some may guess 500, some may guess 2,000, but the idea is adding everybody together, they're going to have a collective idea that's going to be really close to the initial concept. So that's what's happening with all these zodiac things. If you say, you're going to stub your toe on the way to the bathroom this morning, right? Out of 20,000 people, there's probably going to be 10,000 that may have a similar situation. It doesn't mean that it is 100% accurate, but to those people,
That's
it is.
science, and then they turn around and propagate that shit.
Wait, that's science?
Yeah, it is.
Stubbing
That-
a toe is science?
No,
No,
but
they
the
have,
wisdom
like-
of large numbers and statistics are.
And the personal credence of somebody that you know or yourself gets passed along, and a lot of the times what somebody says to you when you trust them is worth more than science that's put in front of you, especially in today's day and age.
Yeah.
Well, it's like saying 70% of the time it works every time, because for those people it does, right?
Yeah, and I really don't want to be the person who keeps bringing this up about every subject, but seriously, like the Myers-Briggs thing, and we all know astrology and how that works, but there's like $2 to $4 billion in the industry of personality testing. So there's always that.
Well, the FBI uses profiling all the time.
Well, I mean, like there's just money
Didn't
to be
you
made
watch
off
that?
of people who want to be told things. It doesn't really matter what you tell them.
Did you scan your face?
No, I don't have a face scan.
He doesn't have a face.
Yeah, right. Asian faces
Yeah,
confuse
that's hard.
those things. Didn't
They
you
all
read
Open your
that?
eyes.
They all
Open
look,
them.
they all look
Different
the
subject,
same.
but
Is
I
that
have
what
a
you're
thing.
saying?
Yeah.
That's rough.
But I
man.
agree. To a large degree, identify with my, I don't know, astrological charts or
Yeah, I have a
apparently
star
my
chart.
Myers-Briggs space reading and personality tests.
I live on my
I'm not
ENFP
saying
thing.
that it's right. To a large degree, it could be a self-fulfilling prophecy, but I think maybe it helps inform me as a person.
Well, and if I feel like it more or less encapsulates who I am, I can more easily communicate who I think I am to somebody else and have them understand me. So in that way, it's a useful tool. I can understand that point and like why it's been around for that long. Like, don't get me wrong, when I read most Scorpio stuff, I relate it to myself. And my wife, she's a cusp. She's March 20th, so she's half Pisces, half Aries, and you don't get like much more dichotomy than that. And I can tell you that she's either one or the other. And as she's gotten older
But not
and
at
we've
the
been
same
together,
time.
no, she's gotten a lot better about controlling it. Because most of the time she just wants to flow like the fish, but sometimes she's just headbutting the shit out of me, and that's just how it goes. So I can't understand living like that because I'm 100% Scorpio.
Well, that comes back to me too, though, because I can pretty much adjust how I feel and how I act in almost any situation. So does that make me feel like?
But do you think that's because you're a cusp?
I don't know. But doesn't mean that if
or
I
an
act
Aquarius,
one-
because we're awesome.
if I act one way to one person, they're gonna be like, "Oh, that guy's a Scorpio," or "That guy's an Aquarius," or "That guy's a Capricorn."
Well, if they see you act that way between 2 or 3 different people, they're going to know you're an Aquarius.
Well, not necessarily.
Because they're like chameleons that way, aren't they? Isn't
Right.
that the whole thing about Aquarius?
Yeah.
No, we're just super independent.
Right.
Like, I'm going to do what
but
I'm
want
going
to
to
be
do.
liked by everybody.
Like it or don't like it.
If you have you ever read The Dark Side Zodiac? That
No.
book is hilarious, and it talks about all the horrible things that you are, and your
As an
sign.
Aquarius?
As your sign,
Oh,
right?
I need this.
Oh, it's a great book. And ours basically says that we're very open-minded, very sexual, very aloof, very
Sexually aloof.
yeah,
Sexually aloof. Huh?
very open-minded. I said that twice.
Open
for-
sexually?
Yeah, exactly.
This is the
But-
dawning. Go ahead.
Yeah, there's a reason
Our-
they were some.
the other end of it is basically we are manipulative. We're willing to do what it takes for our own benefit, and we're one of those people that we don't care if we hurt your feelings because they're not our own feelings because we don't know how to identify with them.
Sorry.
We don't want to hurt your feelings as
Kinda true,
Scorpios.
though.
We want to tell you to your face everything's fine so that we can do it later our own way and in subterfuge.
So you tell me you're going to make these T-shirts, and I'm like, oh, that's a horrible idea. But then I make those T-shirts.
No, I'm going to let
For
you make
Area
your own
51.
damn
You make a
t-shirts.
lot of
Make
money.
my own t-shirts in secret and then move half a mile up.
So nothing
Yeah.
so far that has been said has convinced me in any way whatsoever that anything about astrology is real. Other than the
Or
fact
not
that if you
real.
want, no,
Or not.
no, because first of all, I walked in to this
To the sack of
with
shit.
zero proof that it existed, and other people when they say, "Well, you just gotta have faith." Hey, the proof's in the pudding. Well, where's the freaking pudding? Like, I want to know.
Do you
In the stars.
feel like you've changed in any way? Are
Well,
you
during
at
this
the-
conversation?
If we're at the
Do you feel alone,
between
Bill?
10 and
I feel
negative
aloof.
10. Between 10 and negative 10, are you at 0?
For what?
Your
Believing
belief.
this?
He's
Oh,
at
negative
negative
10.
He's like
Negative 10.
15.
Oh, for astrology?
So,
Oh, I don't believe
When
in
you
any of it.
started at negative 10
I don't even believe the moon exists.
and
It's flat.
do you believe in Area 51?
We
Do
didn't go
you
to the moon.
Well, yeah.
still negative 10 believe in astrology?
What, now?
Yeah.
I'm probably negative
15.
11.
He's falling.
That's-
Probably
that's-
disbelieves even
He's the
more.
one
So,
outside talking.
Negative
to the
12 or
birds.
negative 8?
Here's the thing.
Can somebody read his
There's
horoscope
no-
from earlier?
we
'Cause I
did,
feel like
yeah.
it said this.
It would be the same as ours.
Yeah, I'm an Aquarius, just like you.
What's your daily horoscope? Oh,
Be-
I think it's a
be
vague. And listen, if it
open.
makes people feel good, it's the
Are you
same
sure
thing
that's
about
when you were born?
the Ten
The daily-
Commandments. If it gives you something to
Exactly.
follow and do something
Yes.
amazing, great.
Yeah.
If you're going to live your life as a really good person, if I'm going to start my day and it's going to say, "Hey, you're going to have a great day at work and great things are going to happen," and if you go, "Well, I am going to have a great day at work," da 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 da, I had a great day, and then you come back, you're like, "Thanks, horoscope," and
Yeah.
it ends like an '80s movie. He jumps up in the air and it freezes.
And there's, like,
the music
rainbows
hits, like,
coming out of his hand.
dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-
Okay.
Wow.
Here's the Aquarius horoscope of the day. I think you might find it fitting, Bill. People may be a bit critical of you today, Aquarius.
Oh, fuck you all.
you would do well to listen to what they say. Be receptive of feedback so you can establish a healthy ego. Keep your sense of humility. You may feel critical as you see people moving like sloths compared to your lightning quick mind. Be patient with others.
Yeah.
You were
Talk
seething.
faster.
I
Talk
swear
faster.
to God, we didn't write that.
Even his mouth was moving with hatred, but he wasn't saying anything.
Love you.
Yes.
I
Sorry about our
concur.
slothy minds.
What is
I
your
concur.
say?
You guys are sloths. You're right. I
slothy
get it.
minds?
I'm too fast.
So I have to. I'm not a negative 10. In the negative 10 to 10 realm, I'm probably in the 0 realm. I don't believe it. I do find it coincidentally accurate at times.
Everything
Which
is coincidentally accurate. at
Exactly.
times.
So that's why
That's
I'm
how
not.
coincidence happened.
That's exactly what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's like, oh my God, this is so right all the time. It's just
That's like
I
saying,
read into that and yeah, it makes sense.
That's like saying you're going to get on a scooter and you're going to wreck today and you're almost going to get hit by a bus. That's not going to happen for everybody, but for that one asshole downtown Boise, Idaho, that might actually happen. And he's going to be like, oh my God, Pluto was trying to tell me not to get on that scooter and I didn't do it.
So, if we're gonna, and I don't even know if I want to bring this up, but what's up with the
I like
zodiac?
how you're grabbing your head. Like,
Well, it's just like the zodiac star. I know exactly. So I'm getting like my eye is hurting from this.
My eye is twitching.
What is going on?
he's like, damn you planets for making me a fool.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. That's exactly what I'm doing. Well,
then-
you guys proved
Wait,
me
what
wrong.
do you mean, like in general?
Like zodiac
What is-
stars. Like
what is that?
Listen, I'm not a star doctor, but I've got to pretty much think
Yeah.
that the stars on this vague thing, when they go, look, it's a hunter fighting a centaur. It's whatever, and people like, what? How do you? I see the big and little dip. I see the dippers.
Don't you
They're
think
dippers.
that's
But everything else is
the
like
same,
grass
or
stars.
not the same, similar to an origin myth? We all need
Yeah,
that
that's
to explain
again. Yes.
why are we here? How did it
Right, but at
happen?
best
What
that's
does it mean?
at best it's amusing. At best it's amusing.
and maybe super accurate.
Wait, we just hit the 1 hour mark.
Hey,
Also,
on this one, yeah.
Real
That's
quick.
what
I just
it
want to know,
reminds me
Tanya,
of-
based on what you know of Bill, is he his sun sign?
What's my sun sign? Hot? Sunburn? Skin
Zodiac
cancer?
sign, same thing.
Oh, I didn't know. Aquarius?
Or maybe not, and I said it
I'm an
wrong.
air sign? I don't know.
So
what
this
that-
reminds me of the episode of The Simpsons where Homer's dad is outside yelling at the stars, right?
Old man yells at clouds?
Yeah, old man yells at stars, old man yells at cloud. Yep. I thought that was funny.
yeah.
Oh, that's it. It's me. You're saying it's me.
No, I'm not saying
You're
you're
Abe
old.
Simpson.
I'm saying that you're outside
I'm
yelling at
old.
the stars. How dare you know me? So what are we doing? I forgot.
I don't know. She was just covering up the mic like she's trying to talk to her lawyer.
I'm telling secrets.
Oh.
No response. I plead the fifth.
All
You're
right.
not good at
Please
it. That's
refer
our
to the
realm.
page
That's the
in
Scorpio
the
thing.
document.
Well, I don't know. I'm by no means convinced, and I think this is probably more than one conversation, one podcast. I think
Absolutely.
I think
One
we-
more
We can
thing.
beat this astrological horse all night.
I can
So-
think
Yeah.
we can all agree.
I
Here's-
see what you did there.
It is not science,
Two
right?
things.
It's a pseudoscience.
Because
not science.
I'm very independent and outspoken. Because Aquarius. One
That's a t-shirt
is
too, because Aquarius.
we should try this with, let's find people who are born on the same day as we are.
Farrah Fawcett was born on
And
the
see
same
if we're
day.
twins.
I can tell you this right now.
Not in looks, but, in person.
I was born within an hour and a half of a friend of mine I went to school with for like 15 years.
And you're
he
twins.
is nothing like me.
Wrong
Nothing.
answer.
Because his
I
I don't know
Cool.
who that
His
is.
moon
He
is not
just
where
ran
yours
in.
is.
Our moons are different.
They're in different houses.
Yeah, but
Also
we were born in the
separate.
same hospital, like in the same town within hours of each other.
It doesn't matter.
But
He
things
looks,
have
he
shifted.
Maybe-
looks just like me.
Maybe
It's really weird.
We both look like
was
the
it
mailman.
you?
What?
What?
Just, I don't know. Consider that.
Who delivered
Maybe it
that
was
package?
you.
Yeah.
They also had that
And also-
that documentary, Three Identical Strangers, and the brothers, even though that their
Yes!
idiosyncrasies were all the same, they kind of had the same mannerisms. Deep
'Cause they
down,
all
were
they were
different people.
Same astrological sign.
They were born in the same hospital. Yeah.
Just
Just because
saying.
you're born with
What about
puppies
Also-
doesn't mean you act
By the way, puppies. Can we talk?
I would
can,
like to
can
ask-
puppies, a litter of puppies? Because I've seen dogs be completely night and day, and they're born like minutes
I'm
from
telling
each other.
you, it's the
Dog
Well, that's
Astrology?
survival of
Do
the fittest.
puppies follow the same? What?
Jesus, Bill, I
That's
think we
another
are,
episode.
we are losing out on a freaking cash cow. We need to start giving astrological readings to puppies for
Pets.
people.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Zodiac.
Like patented. That's patented.
Yep.
Oh my god!
New business, you
This
can
is
find our
teaching
website.
your dog its horoscope.
Go to our
Your dog likes to
podcast.
lick
you're
itself.
interested-
My dog likes to lick itself. Oh my god, this
You
is
may
so
find
accurate.
yourself wanting to shit in
So-
the neighbor's yard today.
I would like to just spend 14 seconds with Tanya talking about Bill's sign a little bit.
Which is the same as yours and Ryan's.
Don't bark at your neighbor. You're
Your
going to open up a
experience.
can of worms that'll be from your
Okay.
There are no worms.
We totally need to do this.
butt. I'm gonna look right now
Not an earth
and see if it's
Zodiac.
available. It's no way this domain's
I like that
available.
Zodiac
If it's
idea.
available,
Seriously,
I'm getting right now.
if you want a semi-accurate reading of your dog, call in.
Yeah, I can totally do it.
If this is available, this will be if this is available. This is the last podcast because we're just going to be doing
We're
this. from
switching
now
a
on.
whole
We're
industry.
doing this full time now.
There's no way it's available.
But hold on. I'm going to hear this.
Okay, so Bill, tell me if any of this sounds
It's not
applicable to you. You have a social conscience.
Oh, that's the
No,
word you. Oh
conscience.
no, she can't say that
Oh,
word. She has a
that's-
problem.
Conscience.
That's one of the words she
Scorpio.
can't say.
because
Yeah, well, yeah,
Conscious?
Scorpios shy away from
Conscience.
conscious.
conscience.
No, you're right. Conscience.
The person that owns Zodiac.com is not even using it.
What about Zodiac?
Zodiac.com.
So you're
what I said.
humanitarian,
You're not
philanthropic,
doing it?
and keenly interested in making
It's
the world a
available.
better place.
True or false?
That
What?
Are you humanitarian, philanthropic, and keenly interested in making the world a better place?
You know what? I want it to be a better place. I'm not sure what I do specifically to make it a better
You
place. I
just-
recycle.
Ryan and I were strays.
You do it.
So here,
It says you're interested.
I'm
pick this
so
up.
interested
here,
in other people making
Under
the
the
world
fold
a
of
better
his
place.
wing.
I'll go under this. So Aquarians are visionaries, progressive souls who love to spend time thinking about how things can be made better.
Oh,
They're
I
also
know.
quick to engage others in this process, which is why they have so many friends and acquaintances.
True or false?
Making the world a better place is a collaborative effort for Aquarians.
I don't know. I have like 6 people I like.
All I'm saying is you guys can have a t-shirt that says because Aquarius. But if you're going to make something for Scorpio, it needs to be a pair of underwear that says because Scorpio.
It does. With a very small tail.
Yeah. Here's what's going to happen.
More venom, less bite.
Next time you go to sleep, maybe
You'll get
we'll
murdered.
give you an
I read it in your
Aquarius
horoscope.
Tattoo, and then you'll just.
We're going to tattoo in your sleep.
Oh, yeah. Put the Aquarius symbol in your butt.
Yeah.
What is
How do you know it's not already there?
Well,
Okay, so I
have
think
a tramp stamp.
we might be getting to a point here.
Yeah.
Produce. Oh, look at
Wrap it up.
producer.
It's an hour
Tanya's
and 10
back. Her
minutes.
conscience is kicking in.
Conscience.
conscience.
I can't
always
say
get
Massachusetts.
conscious and
So.
conscience. Right, and I can't
it.
spell either one of them.
Quick, everybody! What's the word you can't say? I can't say Massachusetts.
Register.
You just
Register?
said it like
You said-
perfectly.
No, I didn't. Massachusetts.
Register.
Yeah, you
That
said just right.
surprised me.
Do it again.
I can't spell guarantee.
I always say like register.
I can't spell maintenance. I always have to look it up.
And I can't spell restaurant.
I can't spell there as in there. Oh, that was
There. Oh, that was close. Okay, Tom, what's the word you can't say? I always make Rango last.
I'm not sure. I have a really hard time thinking about things on the spot like that. I think I'm pretty eloquent.
Okay, Ryan, you got one? You got a word you can't say?
Nope.
Oh, I
I
thought of
can't
another.
do anything.
Bill can't say tuberculosis.
Oh, I can't
Oh,
say
let's hear
that.
it.
Say it.
No.
What
I have to think about it.
Here's mine.
If you watch Ghostumentary on Amazon Prime, you'll see me trying to say it. Over and over.
Tuberculosis?
Rural juror.
Oh yeah, the rural.
That's I have a lot.
The rural-
Rural is a hard word to
Rural. Yeah, I had to do
Yeah,
a.
and then that juror.
I had to do a VO
That's why
for.
it's a hit on 30 Rock.
say. What did you say?
Rural juror.
I had to do a VO, and it took me
What is the
18
last
times to
thing
get
you're- That's like
rural.
you're trying to talk to me. I can feel it. What is the last thing
Hold
you're
on.
saying?
Let me.
She's having a stroke. She's losing mobility.
Do you smell toast?
Ruler. Nope. Rural
Rural?
juror.
Right now,
Juror.
Right now, Liberty, the side of her face is slipping down.
She's had a stroke.
She's had a
Or
stroke.
the rural juror.
The
So-
rural juror.
I think it's the biggest problem with astrology, I think, that people want to buy into is nobody wants to admit that it's the four effects just a really nice name for gullible.
No,
Yeah.
Just gullible.
we've already moved on to that. I want you to do this. She shells that one. Tom, go.
She sells seashells down by the seashore.
You're not as eloquent.
God
as you
damn
thought.
it.
You're
She sells
terrible.
seashells down by
Okay,
the
you can't
seashore.
do it. All right, and with
How
that,
much wood would a woodchuck chuck?
I think we're gonna. Listen, we're not done with astrology. We're not done with it. We're not done.
We're gonna revisit.
She shits
But
the
we-
sheets, and who shits the sheets? How does that one go?
What?
Slits the sheets. You guys know
I'm
that? You know this
Pheasant
one?
mother, pheasant plucker.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna come back to
That's all I got.
astrology. I want to go a little deeper about the origins. I'm gonna go a little deeper about the zodiac and star
Maybe we,
signs
yeah,
and stuff like that.
we can get a
think we need more
professional
research.
astrologist.
But I also want to hear this. I want to get some more science behind when people say why. Why if this the moon and Saturn's tugging on my brain a certain direction, I'm going to be a different person. So,
Also, what is Mercury in retrograde?
I don't know
Because
what that
it
means.
I
is
hear
right
it
now.
all the time. I don't know what that means.
somebody just said like I think Mercury's in retrograde like
it
all
is.
year,
It is right now.
and I go,
don't know.
oh yeah, me too.
MSN.
I don't know what that means.
And let's
Retro
find-
meaning old.
Let's find
Grade
Retro. I like
meaning
5
degrees.
other
Old
aquariums.
it's old degrees, and Mercury meaning thermometer. So if it's old degrees, it's your thermometer's in the past. I got it! Yay! All right.
Solved it.
So I did hear one reasoning as to why the solar's systems
And it's
have
conference.
effect on you. If the moon can have effect on our oceans, why can't the universe have an effect on you?
boom.
Well, that's like me asking you earlier, do I walk to school or carry my lunch? Right? Or if someone walks up to you and you say, what time is it? And they're like, I don't know, I'm not from around here. I mean, like, those questions are completely uncorrelated. And by the way, Mercury in retrograde. Well, hold on. It means it's an optical illusion where it appears to be going backwards. That's what retrograde means. So the idea of something like Mercury being in retrograde means that despite your best efforts, things don't seem to be moving the way they should be. So therefore, whatever your efforts
I
are.
like my answer better.
What did you say? That there was an old thermometer that wasn't telling the temperature? Is
It
that
was
what you
telling the
said?
past.
Oh, it was telling temperature from the past.
Yeah.
So yesterday
Retro,
was
like
42
closet
degrees.
That just means your thermometer's broken, Bill.
Or it just means that it was right yesterday.
It means it broke in 1985, and now it's got a retrograde on it.
Yeah,
'Cause
but
the
even
Mercury.
a broken clock is right twice a day.
That's true.
yeah. And so is a horoscope.
Okay, somebody make this stop.
For God's sakes.
Hey,
Your anus is
Night.
in retrograde.
my anus is in retrograde.
Uranus.
And on that note,
Yeah.
All right. Well, listen, if you own Zodiac.com, why don't you give us sell that to us?
That's like that
Zodiac.
Pluto.
Zodiac.
Zodiac.
That's like that
Zodiac.
that Pluto
Making those t-shirts.
cartoon where it had the picture of Pluto and it says, "Your mom thought I was big enough." Funny.
That's awesome.
It is.
Okay, I haven't seen that one. All right. So anyway, this is yeah. I think what are we going to talk about next time? Do we know yet? I want to talk about Oak Island really soon before it comes back on the
well,
air.
we're going to talk about cursed places.
Oh, and Cursed Places. We're going to
Talk about Oak Island before they find the shit at the bottom. Is that
They're
what you
never
said?
going to find anything.
And
like
of
100
course,
years
Liberty's ghost story.
Oh, and Liberty. I think we should. Yeah, I think in the next week or so we should hear your ghost story.
Done.
What's it
Boom.
New Orleans.
No,
No,
don't.
I mean,
For
like,
reals, ghost.
is it like a haunted place or a
Yeah.
cursed
Haunted place.
haunted
Yeah.
hotel experience?
It's one that people say is haunted too.
Yeah.
I know Ryan is salivating.
No, I'm eating these records.
No, nope. He's having a stroke too. Now he's having one.
It's contagious. It's an aquarium.
All right. Well, listen. Subscribe. Give us reviews.
You
do
will
stuff
smell
like
toast
that.
today.
Follow us on Facebook.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Look for us on Instagram under Ghostumentary.
And if you want me to give you
Watch
a
Ghost
profile, a horoscope of your dog, just send me a picture. I will totally do it.
He will.
Hey, should we send people to your Etsy?
Astrology.
Let's send people to your Etsy.
Zodiac.
All right, we won't. We'll do it later.
Zodiac.
She's an
once-
artist.
once I
Tiny's
get
an
some more
artist.
stuff
She's a
up.
really good artist. She's got great stuff.
And then like astrology, we'll just put 2 S's. Astrology.
That I like.
Just send a picture of your ass and we'll give it a rating.
Yeah. Well, not
Your
really.
butt will look really tight in that
A reading.
denim
A reading.
today.
Not a
Hey!
rating.
Because we base you off your moon.
Ooh. Your moon
Turn
sign.
it back around.
T-shirt.
Your Mercury is definitely in retrograde there.
All right, and with that, I think we're gonna. Anyone else gonna?
There's a brown
Nope.
spot on Uranus.
Oh, God.
Liberty, thanks for joining us. This has been fun.
Thanks
2
for
weeks,
having
2 weeks in a
me.
row. We'd like to have you out here next week
Yeah.
too. It was
That's right.
fun. And with that, everybody say goodnight.
Good night.
Bye.